Welcome to my video.
Hello everybody. Well, I decided to do a lot more work on this thing because I think it's warranted. If you remember from my last breakdown, I stated that I came into this expecting to see an image that was 100% pareidolia. Just an image that was kind of furry and fuzzy, blob squatchish. That was formed by the vegetation in the background there, but within a few seconds of looking at it, I knew it was something special, and I've put quite a bit more time into the working on this in the last few days. And I wanted to start with this one. This is one of the images I used in my last breakdown. I've been getting a lot of comments about other faces in this image, and first thing I want to do was address that. And I think this is one of the best ways, the way the color is here, you can actually see that there's actually 4 possible faces in here. All right, now we have the main person right here in the middle. A lot of people have commented about this face right here. All right, we've heard about this one right here, but there's also a possible face right here. So we have 4 possible faces in here. Now, I'll go on record to say I feel 100% confident about the one in the middle. I feel pretty good about this one. These two, I'm not so sure about. I'm not entirely sold on them. They could possibly be pareidolia. So I'm going to work this back and forth a little bit, and you can see them a little bit. Now here's another one with more of a blue enhancement going on. One thing about the color. People have made a lot of comments about the color of these creatures, especially when it's zoomed out. It looks like it's very green. Well, you have to consider where they're sitting. They're sitting underneath a large patch of foliage, and they are basically bathed in nothing but green light that's coming down through the foliage on top of them. So they have a very green tint to them, and I think that's natural. But you can see the skin color, especially on the big one in the middle there. If you could just imagine if it wasn't sitting in a sea of green light, it would be much more maybe coal or a dark ash color to the skin tones there. So that's where that green tint is coming from. It's like I said, it's all the light that's coming through it is filtered through green foliage. So interesting thing about this is I move on to the next one here. Now this is zoomed in about as far as I can do. A lot of people have commented how it seems to be pretty blurry. Well, the reason it's so blurry, even back with this one, is because of the digital zoom that I used with my software to expand the image. And with this type of zooming, basically what you're doing is you're just increasing the size of each individual pixel. And in this one, you can actually see that individual pixels, especially on this piece of foliage right here, individual pixels are starting to become visible. So I couldn't expand this too much more before it starts to really fuzz up. So this is expanded about as far as I could possibly get it. I could go closer in, but it's you're going to start to lose detail. But there's some interesting things that are starting to become visible here. You can start to basically make out very subtle indications of an eyelid here, both the lower and the upper, and a possible movement of the nose on this guy. Now I say it's possible because it could also be some artifact caused by the light and just the movement of the camera. But that's, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to say. Like I said, I'm not sold on that. Not really sold on these other 2 faces that are down here too. Here it is. Of course, this is what happens when you have something that's so pixelated and you try to add back clarity. It just doesn't work too well. Somebody like M.K. Davis could get a hold of this and work his magic and probably really bring out the clarity and a lot more detail on these. But this is about as best as I can do. Now here it is centered up on the face on the left. You can really see what looks like a little motion in the nose right there. Here it is. I've just lightened it up a little bit. And again, you can start to see a little bit of detail around the eye right there. Now, one thing to note, there is some foliage back there that you can't really see, but it's there, and it's interfering with this picture. And you can see one right here, and there's another one that kind of goes across the face there. That's really hard to see right in this area. Now here it is. I boosted the contrast a little bit and lightened it up a little bit. And again, you can start to really see the detail around the eye right there. Pretty interesting stuff. I'm really hoping that some of the bigger names in the industry, or the Bigfoot Sasquatch community rather, will take a look at this and be convinced to do a more thorough investigation. Get a hold of somebody with some really good software who really knows what they're doing, to really clean this stuff up. I think this is huge. Now, along the lines of the original video, I went through the entire thing, and I was able to count up all the different times where this face or the hole in the foliage where you can see it is visible, and it comes out to about 11 times. 11 different times he pans back and forth where the camera captures this area. And I've taken 8 of those times and done the best I could to zoom in and stabilize that footage. And it comes out to a total of 37 seconds roughly of video that I have stabilized here. And the actual creature is probably visible for about 42 seconds, but there's a few of those seconds where it's really, really hard to see. The camera's moving too fast, the image is blurred, or you're only seeing a very small portion of the face. So I'm going to go ahead and stop talking now, and I'm just going to start playing these individual clips back and forth a few times, and that'll be it for this one. Keep your comments coming. I appreciate them. If you could, do me a favor and share this with anybody that you think might be interested. Let's try to get the word out on this. Like I said, I think Mr. Dodson has captured a very special piece of footage here. So without further ado, I'm going to just rock back and forth all these different clips, and you can see the timestamp. That's where you would find it in the original video as shown on YouTube. Thanks for watching.
Have a nice day.